Does anybody remember Postopia? Does anybody remember Postopia? Is there anybody out there who remembers Postopia? Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my version of Eric Foreman's Basement. The vibes are off. Like, subscribe, do what you want. I don't care. I just want to get into talking about the website Postopia, because I'm sure you're like, what is Postopia? And that's unfortunate for you if you don't know about Postopia. But to get you into my loop, Postopia is a gaming website that was created in 2001 by Kraft and Post Foods, like the cereal brand, and the games were just based on their products, like Oreos and Fruity Pebbles. I'm sure you get the gist. Anyway, whenever I'm in conversation with peers about websites we played on as children, I will always bring up Postopia, and nobody ever knows what I'm talking about. Everybody's always like, oh, did you mean Poptropica? Did I stutter? I said Postopia. Postopia. If I wanted to say Poptropica, I would have. It came to the point in conversations where I was like, there's no way me and my siblings are the only people on earth who know about this website. So I would start to do a yearly Google search of Postopia, just see if anybody on the internet knew about Postopia. And to my surprise, Postopia seemed to just cease from the internet. There was maybe a picture or two on Google Images, maybe a YouTube video of somebody playing one of the games, and I was just like, what happened here? Where did Postopia go? And as I've been doing this for years and years, maybe some more content has popped up, but it finally dawned on me several months ago. I was like, oh, Postopia must be lost media. And then, bam, my 2021 Google search of Postopia, guess what came up as the first result? Lost media wiki page for Postopia. It's confirmed, people. Postopia is lost media. We'll pause for a moment. What exactly is lost media? Well, as the name implies, it's any media that is just simply lost. Books, television, websites, any media you can't fully consume. So Postopia obviously is lost media because the website doesn't exist anymore. You can't really access any of the games or content that was on the website. From the Lost Media Wiki, I did find out some of the games do exist on other websites currently, but even then, it's still only partially found. It's not completely found media again. It's still majorly lost. And I found that to be really interesting. Lost media is a topic that I personally find very intriguing, so if lost media also intrigues you, I would consider watching the YouTube channel Blame It on Jorge. I will link their channel down below. They make a lot of cool videos, and I would recommend. I would. Anyway, back to my beloved Postopia. They always say, once you post something online, it is there forever. Postopia really said,
I don't know, I just don't think this is right for me. I don't want to do it. I want to go home. I can't take the pressure of it.
But don't you think any job interview...
So what happened to Postopia? Well, according to the Lost Media Wiki, in 2011, Postopia shut down and was replaced by pebblesplay.com. And in the process, quite simply, the Wayback Machine just didn't archive any of the website, really. You're telling me the company behind Kraft Macaroni and Cheese and Honey Bunches of Oats doesn't want to archive their gaming website? You don't want to archive your 10 years worth of online games? Okay. I guess not my problem, but I just feel like I would want to archive that. Why not? Even if you're not planning on having a gaming website ever again, why not archive that content you guys made for 10 years? That's just how I feel, though. So the fact that none of it was really archived at all, I found to be very surprising, especially because, I am a girly who has spent some time on the Wayback Machine before. If you do not know what the Wayback Machine is, basically it's just a website where you can look up any older websites. I definitely have gone on there a lot in the past to look at www.amandaplease.com, because that also doesn't really exist anymore. So basically, it's just an internet archive of anything you want to see. But no fear, because in October of 2019, we got some good news in regards to Postopia. The user Nightpearl gave the Advergame Recovery Project Discord server 43 of the games on a Google Doc. I don't know exactly how that works. Again, I'm not that much of a tech whiz. But that means 43 of the games were recovered, and there were like hundreds of games on this website. So that just means we got that much more of the media recovered. It's been found. And for that, Night Pearl, whoever you are, I thank you greatly. There was also a YouTube channel, Yakiback, who was uploaded over 6 hours of Postopia gameplay to YouTube. So big shout out to them. Again, I will link them in the description because I will be using some of their clips in this video to talk about some of the games that I played as a child. Because I'm sure at this point you're like, this website sounds really obscure and like nobody played on it. Were the games even fun? And the answer is yes, okay? The games were fun. Were they that crazy and unique? No. A lot of them were basically the same objectives of any other Flash game website of the early 2000s. There were even some of them that I think are the same as like some Webkinz games. So, just because it was my gaming website of choice doesn't always mean it is the popular choice, clearly, but I'm cool with it. I can live with nobody knowing about Postopia as long as I get the word out now. So let's get into some of these games. Okay, real quickly before I start talking about the games, I would like to mention that maybe like half the screenshots I have for these games do come from Yakiback's video, and I would not be able to have such high quality images without the upload of all of their footage. I also would like to mention, if you look, their video was only uploaded 11 months ago at the time I'm filming this video. So I'm kind of interested why there's all of a sudden this influx of information about Postopia coming to light. I love it! Alright, I've kept you waiting far too long. Let's actually discuss the games now. So, the first game I want to discuss is Kiki's Polar Ice Caps. At a high level, basically with this game, they give you a different path each level, and your goal is to step on all of the tiles. Each level, they change color after you step on them so you know which tiles you've stepped on. And the catch with this game is some of the tiles are really slippery, or they switch which direction you're in, or they're broken, so you have to be careful what order you step on the tiles. And for that extra dose of capitalism, some of the tiles have Post cereal on them. The next game is Mission Matchup. As you can see, it is a space-themed game, but they still depict Post cereal in the tiles. And basically, you just want to match up these images by twos. If you are familiar with Webkinz, I find this game to be very similar to their game, Tile Towers. Alright, so now we're talking Oreo O's Extreme Cream Control. That is quite the name for a game, if I say so myself. Anyway, the objective of this game is that you want to contain the cream. You're given all these different shaped pipes, and you want to create a path so that the cream is contained. You don't want to have any loose ends where Oreo cream could come out. I feel like I'm explaining this weird. I don't know. Basically, if you're familiar with Webkinz, this is very similar to the game Home Before Dark, where you want to create a path in such a way that there are no dead ends. Pebbles Big Barney Chase, a game most pleasing to me. I always found this one to be very fascinating as a kid, because it's literally an online board game. Like, my siblings and I would sit around one computer and take our turns. You roll a dice, you go to whatever space you land on, you do what the space says, and the next person goes. You do rack up points throughout the game, and there are some mini games throughout the path, but then, whoever finishes the board game first with the most points wins. That's literally all I remember about this game, besides that I really liked it and played it often. Next is Shop Don't Drop, and I apologize for the quality of this photo, but this game is really similar to a lot of other Flash games and apps I've played before, with the only exception that you get to customize your avatar. But it's just one of those games where you try to stack items as high as you possibly can before they fall. Alright, Waffle Boys Jungle Adventure. In my head, this is like one of the hard hitters of the site, even though I can think of several different Flash games and apps with the exact same objective. It's one of those games where you're trying to collect items and get through the path without running out of energy or crashing, except in this case, it's based off of the cereal Waffle Crisp, so of course you're collecting Waffle Crisp. I won't explain any further because I'm pretty sure all of us have played a game exactly like this one. Next is Bobblehead Creation Zone, and I know what you're thinking. Seems pretty random for a site based on cereal, and you would be correct. I agree. But don't worry, the Post logo is everywhere on this one. Basically, you choose from a line of bobbleheads and customize it from there. Pretty straightforward. You choose stuff like the pattern of the shirt, the color of the hair. I think you get the gist. Now this is one of my all-time favorites, Kiki's Dream Room Designer, a precursor to decorating your Webkinz house, if you will. As the name implies, you decorate your dream room with a bunch of different furniture, wallpaper, and flooring options. Post cereals were even incorporated into the designs. As you can see in this picture, the Post cereal honeycomb is all over it, and to this day, I still really enjoy how bright and funky some of these designs were. And lastly, Big Mouth Life. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember too much from this game. I didn't find very much when I was doing my research. However, I still feel like you greatly missed out if you've never gotten to play this game. Basically, you would just customize your own little mouth character. You could make it say whatever you wanted, and you could play some mini games. I know for a fact I definitely played this game just to customize my own little mouth character, but hey, to each their own. And that's basically Postopia, or at least reflecting my experience on Postopia. Obviously, there's a lot of games that have been recovered that I never played, and there's a lot of games I played that have not been found. But I am really glad that of the games that I talked about today, a lot of those are ones that I played all the time and were some of my all-time favorites. If you played on Postopia as a child or remember this site, please, please, please comment down below and let me know. I am dying to know anybody else who remembers this site, because nobody I know in real life does, and it's disappointing, it is. To quote Megan Thee Stallion,
"It's a discrimination to nerds everywhere, okay?"
So until next time, I'm out.